All right, what up, everybody? This is the eBay portion of the retro games I have picked up over the course of a few months. I just got a massive haul in that I was waiting on for about a week and a half. I wanted at auction. That massive haul will be in a separate video, but what I'll do is I'll go over the games I have collected off of eBay over the last few months. First, we're going to start with some odds and ends. I was able to pick up the following things, video game related, but not video games themselves. First up, we have a Mortal Kombat Annihilation pin, movie pin. It says destroy all expectations, so I found that was available. I picked it up, so let's throw that over here. Next up, I have a Mortal Kombat Annihilation novel, the movie novel, now a major motion picture from New Line Cinema. It says destroy all expectations. The tournament is over. The war has begun. Last time there were rules, and the heroes of Mortal Kombat were victorious in the great tournament. This time there are no rules. The evil Emperor Shao Kahn has invaded our world seeking ultimate domination. He is determined to merge the two dimensions and claim Earth as his own. Earth's only hope lies with the proven champions Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, Princess Katana, and Lord Raiden. Together with newcomers Jax, Jade, and Nightwolf, they face the awesome task of stopping Shao Kahn and his ruthless extermination squads from their dark conquest. Their challenge becomes an unrelenting roller coaster against an incredible assortment of inhuman fighters, terrifying creatures, and evil sorcery. They are Earth's last and only hope against annihilation. So anyway, this is a movie novelization of the movie, so I picked that up. Okay, and then I also was able to pick up a missing comic book from the Mortal Kombat series. This is issue number 1, Battle Wave. So I was able to grab that. That's pretty cool. And I was also able to pick up a comic book of Batman, Dark Tomorrow. This was the comic book that apparently had come in the Xbox version of the game. If you watch a couple of videos before, I had that in a retro pickup video. And I did not have the comic book. I was able to find that online, so I can complete that now and put this in the Batman game. So let's go into the games themselves. Let's first start off with Sega Genesis. First up, we have Ariel, the Little Mermaid, or Disney's Ariel, the Little Mermaid. And for those of newcomers who are coming and watching the shows, remember all the games I pick up are only complete in box. That's how I collect. So first start off with Ariel's Disney's The Little Mermaid. Plunge into an enchanted adventure beneath the waves. King Triton and his daughter Ariel battle the dangers of the deep to save the kingdom. As Triton, you must rescue Ariel and break Ursula's curse. As Ariel, the Little Mermaid, you must battle bewitched sea creatures and defeat Ursula to save Triton and the kidnapped Mere people. Dodge angry sharks, sword-wielding skeletons, and falling boulders. Break through coral barriers. Battle the molten lava monster and slimy stinging eels. And if you dare, brave the snake-infested locks of the Medusa. Navigate through undersea mazes, avoiding traps. Pals Sebastian and Flounder rush to the rescue in tight spots. Open sunken treasure chests loaded with booty. Consult maps which lead to your imprisoned friends. Then come face to face with Ursula the Sea Witch and battle her in a final showdown. Play either Ariel or Triton and hunt through 4 levels of coral reefs, volcanic mounds, and sunken galleons until you find Ursula's lair. A fierce Triton hurls blazing fireballs and furious bolts of lightning. Ariel uses her enchanting voice to break Ursula's evil spells. So again, this is complete Ariel's Little Mermaid for the Sega Genesis. Okay, next up, probably put this in the back. There you go. All right, next up, sealed copy of Tecmo Super Baseball. Tecmo 16-bit sports. Real players, real stats, real action. If you've watched a few of the last videos that are non-video game related, I actually commented that I've been waiting to do this because I've been missing 2 games. Well, one of them was from Amazon, still hasn't come. One of them is from eBay, this was it. So I finally received this, it is sealed. This is it. The baseball game sports fans have been asking for. Tecmo Super Baseball is up to the minute with real players from the '94 season roster. This game has all of the super statistical features that have made Tecmo sports games famous. So, whether you want to play one game against a friend or a whole season with a group of friends, Tecmo Super Baseball is the logical choice. It's fun, it's fast, it's real baseball, only from Tecmo. Features: a roster of 700 real Major League players, team and player statistics, season saver backup battery, substitutions and injuries, 1 or 2 player action, tournament style play, regular, reduced, or short season, and digitized speech. So again, Tecmo Super Baseball for the Sega Genesis sealed. Next up for the Sega Genesis, we have Mick and Mac as the Global Gladiators. Now, this wasn't originally on my list to collect, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I actually collected all of the Burger King games for the Xbox 360. So it only suited that I collect all McDonald's-related games that came out way earlier in the 16-bit and 8-bit eras. So let me show you what's happening here. Megaplay says, excellent, Global Gladiators has all the right qualities. Great graphics, great sounds, and a nice environmental cleanup theme. Perfect play control and animations rounded out. It's 8 megs of pure adrenaline. Hilarious gameplay highlights the cart from start to finish. So the features. Eye-popping graphics like never before seen on your Genesis. Over 1,250 character animations. Awesome music and sound effects. Guaranteed to make your parents shout, turn that down. The bubble-blowing, goose-shooting, high-fiving Mick and Mac are unleashed into Sega action in their new global adventure, The Global Gladiators. Vividly dramatic landscape and scenery fill every world as Mick and Mac spring, dash, and blast through more than 1,250 frames of character animation, over 10 times more than ever seen before. From skidding through perilous peaks in a world of ice to dodging the infamous red snappy piranha in the deep, dark, mystical forest, Mick and Mac take players through 4 worlds and 12 levels of slime-busting fun. Add Mick and Mac's exclusive high-tech goose shooters, and you've got a global patrol ready to take on the world. And there's a McDonald's symbol right down there. So again, 1-player game, Mick and Mac as the Global Gladiators for the Sega Genesis. Next up for the Sega Genesis, I loved this cartoon as a kid, so I figured I'd grab the game. It is The Adventures of Mighty Max from Ocean. And here it says free inside premiere issue of The Adventures of Mighty Max comic book. Well, now that I know that there's a comic book that came with this, I'm going to try to find that online. Wear the cap, be the Max, save the planet. You've seen every episode. You know all his moves. The question is, are you ready to wear the magic cap? Dust off your traveling shoes. It's time to play Mighty Max. Skullmaster has scattered pieces of the Mighty Doom weapon all over the planet. Go solo or double the action in 2-player split-screen mode, and embark on an earth-saving scavenger hunt through time. Time travel to 50 different worlds, crush Skullmaster's evil minions, save the planet, have more fun than watching the cartoon. So here it says double the action with 2-player split-screen play, team up with Felix and Bee and warp to cool places like the jungle and outer space, time travel with or race against a buddy in incredible 2-player split-screen play, be the Max and unleash your tennis ball cannon on restless natives and goofy aliens. It's 50 levels of maximum adventure, all based on your favorite Saturday morning cartoon. So Adventures of Mighty Max, it's from Ocean. Next up for the Sega Genesis, we have Super WrestleMania, WWF Super WrestleMania from Flying Edge, Division of Acclaim. Charge down to ringside. Never before have the WWF superstars looked so real. They're bigger, mightier, and tougher than ever before. Whether it's one-on-one, tag team, grueling 4-on-4 Survivor Series, or the ultimate tournament match, you're in command of special moves that give you the power to rock the ring. You've got the skill and the bone-crushing moves, but do you have the guts to become the next WWF champion? So here it shows you Hulk Hogan's leg drop, Papa Shango's shoulder breaker, Macho Man Randy Savage's flying elbow drop, Ultimate Warrior's flying clothesline, British Bulldog's power slam, IRS write-off, Ted DiBiase's $1 Million Dream, and Shawn Michaels' side suplex. All wrestlers' likenesses above are actual game screens. And then it shows you singles, tag team, Survivor Series, and tournament matches, and in and out of the ring action. 1 or 2 players, again, from Flying Edge, we have WWF Super WrestleMania for the Sega Genesis. Next up for the Sega Genesis, we have Goofy's Hysterical History Tour from Absolute Entertainment. Gwarsh, says Goofy. Poor Goofy. His arch rival, that nasty Pete, is out to get him again. This time he's trying to get Goofy fired from his janitor's job at the Ludwig von Drake History Museum by sabotaging the exhibits. But not to worry. Goofy's latest invention, the trusty Extendo Hand, is more than up to the task of keeping Pete and his mean minions at bay, while Goofy blunders his way through time on a quest for misplaced museum pieces. From prehistoric and medieval days to colonial America and the Wild West, Goofy's first Sega Genesis adventure is the most hysterical history tour there ever was. Can our daydreaming hero save the museum exhibits, history as we know it, and his job all in the same night? He'll need your help to do it. So here you see Sir Pete the Rotten-Hearted will stop at nothing to keep Goofy from the missing museum pieces. Use the trusty extendo hand to swing over weasel pirates out for Goofy's hide. Wagon Train Donald rides again. Goofy's pals are on hand to help him on his historic trek. Whack the cuckoo clock goof traption and go bowling for bad guys. So again, for the Genesis from Absolute Entertainment, Goofy's Hysterical History Tour. And the last Genesis game on the docket is a sealed copy of Unnecessary Roughness 95 from Alcalade. This game's so intense, everything else is unnecessary. On any given Sunday, it comes down to one thing. You against the other guy. Strength against strength. It's power football, and you don't go halfway. You'll pound the middle with backs like Barry Foster and Jerome Bettis. Stuff the run with guys like Reggie White and Junior Seau. Take Sterling Sharp and Rod Woodson one-on-one with Tim Brown. You'll spread him out with multiple offensive and defensive sets, shut him down with all-out blitzes with custom audible calls. In this game, you'll play through blindside sacks, goal line leaps, and hits so intense, you'll wonder if it's worth the punishment. But any pro will tell you, the only thing that's unnecessary is losing. And here it shows you Emmy Award-winning sportscaster Al Michaels calls the play-by-play. All new 94 NFL rules and rosters, including all pro veterans and up-and-coming rookies. There's over 1,400 NFLPA players give you the feel of real action. Watch the action in 2 view modes, overview and zoom for in-your-face action. Use the high-impact option to push the action to the limits. Just don't get flagged for unnecessary roughness. Digitized player cards give you special stats on over 150 NFLPA stars. Choose season play, exhibition games, playoffs, or the intense 2-minute drill. Save league and championship standings with the memory chip. It's for 1 of 4 players, again sealed from Accolade, Unnecessary Roughness 95. Alright, now, for the Sega Game Gear, I was able to find Star Trek Generations Beyond the Nexus, again from Absolute Entertainment. Journey into the Final Frontier. Relive the ultimate Star Trek adventure on your Sega Game Gear. Based on the new Star Trek Generations movie from Paramount Pictures, Beyond the Nexus puts you in the middle of the most crucial mission of the USS Enterprise. On this voyage, a bizarre cosmic phenomenon brings together 2 of the famed starship's most honored crews. You'll work side by side with characters from the original Star Trek series and the popular syndicated hit Star Trek The Next Generation. It's an incredible adventure in the 24th century. Here, beam down for phaser combat with cunning Romulan warriors. Use photon torpedoes to battle Klingon birds of prey in simulated 3D space. Help Picard reach the probe before the unthinkable happens. It's a 1-player game from Absolute. For the Sega Game Gear, we have Star Trek Generations Beyond the Nexus. Next up for the Game Gear, we have Tasmania. Fantastic Tasmanian action. Taz is at it again. Like a Tasmanian tornado, his ravenous appetite is spinning way out of control. The only thing that can't satisfy it is the boulder-sized egg of the great lost seabird. To find it, Taz must search throughout Tasmania. It's a mad dash through a mine shaft in a runaway cart. Pick the right route or Taz could get lost. Help Taz dodge bush rats by learning to fly. Jump over cliffs on a speedy ski ride down an icy mountain. Join Taz in a spinning, fast-paced chase for the ultimate Tasmanian treat. Food fuels Taz's tornado action. The more Taz eats, the more he spins. Intense, fast-scrolling graphics and animation. Feed your need for speed with 7 unique levels of split-second timing and thumb-twitching action. 1-player game for the Sega Game Gear. From Sega, we have Tasmania. Next up for the Sega Game Gear, we have Disney's Ariel the Little Mermaid. Plunge into an enchanted journey through the deep blue sea. Dive with Ariel into the dangers and delights of the deep. As Ariel, the determined young mermaid, you must battle bewitched sea creatures and defeat Ursula to save Triton and the kidnapped mer people. Or as Ariel's father Triton, you must rescue Ariel and break the witch's curse. Find treasures, keys, and maps which lead to your imprisoned friends. Dodge dancing clams. Battle the terrible Medusa. Then come face to face with Ursula the sea witch for a final showdown. Hunt through 4 treacherous levels until you find Ursula's lair. Ariel uses her captivating singing voice to break Ursula's evil spells. A fierce Triton hurls blazing fireballs and furious bolts of lightning. So this is the Game Gear port of the Sega Genesis version, but I got it for the Game Gear. And lastly for the Game Gear, we have SpiderMan Return of the Sinister Six from Flying Edge. Dr. Octopus is planning the crowning caper of his criminal career, to rule the world. He has reunited the Sinister Six: Electro, Sandman, Mysterio, the Vulture, and Hobgoblin. Nothing stands in the way of these reunited supervillains, except your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Can Spidey save the world? Are his superpowers enough to defeat the Sinister Six, or is this more than even Spider-Man can handle? Only you hold the answer, because you are Spider-Man, swinging into the hottest Game Gear adventure yet. Dare to enter Hobgoblin Sanctuary, unplug Electro with web-swinging action, duck or be sandblasted, and battle Dr. Octopus's Army of Arms. So again, one-player game from Flying Edge. We have Spider-Man, Return of the Sinister Six for the Sega Game Gear. Now for the Nintendo 64, we have two games. One is Rush 2 Extreme Racing USA. I've already covered this game. I was able to finally get an instruction booklet to make this complete, so I'm going to throw this over here. See if we can put it on the screen here a little bit. Try to put it here maybe. And then we also have Mortal Kombat 4. I got this almost sealed. It's not, well, maybe it is sealed. No, this part of it is not. A new dimension of combat. Shao Kahn has been defeated at the hands of Earth's warriors, and now Shinnok has escaped to his confines in the Netherrealm. The war is resumed once again. This time, the battle can be won by mortals. Real weapon combat. Characters can pull out weapons that can be thrown, dropped, or even picked up by your opponent and used against you. Interactive backgrounds. Objects in the background can be picked up and thrown at your opponents. Secrets and codes. Mortal Kombat 4 is packed with hidden characters, codes, and other features that aren't even in the arcade game. 3D fatalities. Watch as brand new and classic fatalities take on a completely different meaning in 3 dimensions. 3D gameplay. Characters can now move in 3D to dodge projectiles or pick up weapons. Enter the sinister 3D realm of Mortal Kombat 4. Shinnok is ready. Are you? So there you go, Mortal Kombat 4 for the Nintendo 64. Next up, we have one game for the PS1. It is a long box version of Bases Loaded 96 Double Header from Jalico. And on the back, the newest edition of the Bases Loaded Signature Series. Slam your way through 162 games of hard-hitting baseball action. Go head-to-head in an exhibition match or run for the championship, all in beautifully rendered Major League ballparks. With the statistical tracking of 700 MLBPA licensed stars, analyze your player performances throughout the entire season or during a single game. All the spectacle and glory of the perfect season is in your hands. Exhibition, variable season, and championship modes, complete statistical tracking, trade deadlines, updated 1995 team rosters, statistics and ratings provided by Stats Incorporated, huge photos of MLBPA licensed players, 7 stadiums plus 1 bonus ballpark. Again, from Jalico, we have Bases Loaded 96 Double Header for the PS1. Throw that up here. Next, for the Atari Lynx, we have one game. It is Hockey. Your skates send up a shower of ice crystals as you screech to a stop and send a shot whizzing for the far corner of the goal. The buzzer sounds, but it's good. Tie score. Now, are you ready for the shootout? That's pretty much that. Hockey for the Atari Lynx. And for the Virtual Boy sealed, I got Mario Clash. Help Mario through a towering maze. Mario finds himself pitted against a host of evil and nasty enemies. You must help him out with the spikes, paragoombas, and other beasts and evils that lurk inside a tower that reaches to the clouds. After stunning a Koopa, he uses it as ammo against his enemies. The attack is relentless. But watch out, there are also creatures made of fire and ice that must be avoided. Hazards at every turn. Even the narrow ledges on which Mario teeters and the pipes he races through must be traversed with caution. The pace gets hotter at each level, and the action jumps right out at you. Hold on, this 3D Virtual Boy game offers a white-knuckled adventure that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It says actual gameplay is 3D. Incredible 3D adventure, single-player feature gives you total control, non-stop action. Sealed copy for Virtual Boy, Mario Clash. And then lastly, the last system on the docket here is for the original Game Boy and Game Boy Color. We'll knock out the Game Boy Color game. We only have one of that. I was able to find the instruction booklet for Monopoly. So this is now complete. I'm pretty sure I've already gone over this, so I'm not going to go over it again. But Monopoly for the Game Boy Color is now complete. I was able to find the instruction booklet. But for the original Game Boy, first up we have Tasmania. It's a Looney Tunes game from Sunsoft. Hunting big game, they don't get any bigger. The Tasmanian Devil has busted out of the Acme Zoo on an island-hopping mission to find a safe place to live. Big game hunters want to grab the spinning devil and put him behind bars. It's up to you to keep Taz from becoming a permanent display. Leap, bounce, and spin through 5 gigantic islands, each with devilish traps and hidden dangers for Taz to survive. Guide him through monster-infested swamps and sticky pools of quicksand on islands scattered across the South Pacific. Tasmania, it'll keep you spinning. Blast through the tropics with a tornado spin and knock enemies right off the screen. Squash enemies with a Taz stomp to temporarily stun them. Ride on a wild roller coaster in a haunted mine car. Make it to Dodo Island to face off against diabolical dinosaurs. Big Hat Hunter wants the ultimate prize, Taz and his collection. This game pack for use with the Game Boy Compact video game system. Complete in box for the original Game Boy from Sunsoft, we have Tasmania. Next up, for the original Game Boy, we have GoGo Tank from Electro Brain. A wealthy, peaceful nation has been invaded by greedy forces who wish to gain control and power. Your mission as a KC-139 ground support fighter pilot is to clear and prepare the battlefield for your tank invasion. Your skill as a fighter pilot and intelligence as a strategic military planner must be highly tuned and trained to compete this one-of-a-kind game. Your plane is equipped with missiles and with a cargo hook. Use your missiles to counterattack enemy planes, helicopters, ground missile launchers, and many other militant attackers. Use your cargo hook to pick up obstacles that are blocking your tank's path, then relocate the obstacles to places that will help your tank forces advance. As you advance, forward allies forces may come to your assistance. Welcome their support. Like in real life, accuracy and timing are... This is bad English. Like in real life, accuracy and timing are key factors to succeed. You must successfully complete 10 separate air-to-ground battle phases in order to accomplish your mission and return the occupied territory back to its rightful owners. 2 GoGo tanks, 2 Game Boys, a Link, and a friend can double your challenge and fun. Good luck on your mission. This game pack for use with the Game Boy Compact video game system. It is from TOEI Animation Incorporated. It's Electro Brain's GoGo Tank. Next up, from Kemco, we have the Sword of Hope. An evil sorcery blankets the land. A monstrous dragon, having possessed the king, now rules behind an army of hideous creatures. You are the chosen one, the Prince of Destiny, who must save the true monarch and restore his kingdom. Summon your courage and wit for the myriad challenges ahead. You must battle orgs, cyclopses, and elusive skeletons. Search for keys to the wizard's gates that guard the invincible Sword of Hope. Free the sword and carry its magic to defeat the deadly dragon. Go now, it is time to master your fate. Here it says, beware the evil druid whose wicked spells can steal your strength. Journey to the mystical Shannon. He can heal you and bestow magic powers for a price. Slay the giant slug beneath an ancient well to claim the stolen key. Unravel the riddle within a mysterious dragon painting. It will lead you to the Mad King. This game pack for use with the Game Boy Compact video game system. Again, from Kemco, SCKA, Sword of Hope for Game Boy. Next up for Game Boy, we have Alien vs. Predator, the last of his clan from Fox Interactive and Activision. You are the Predator. You're the last of a clan that's been decimated by an overwhelming number of savage aliens. Their numbers and ferocity could only mean one thing. They're defending an alien queen. Defend your honor. Defend your clan's honor. Hunt the queen and take revenge. Use your awesome Predator weaponry, laser cannons, wrist blades, cutting disc, bombs, and cloaking device as you fight your way through hordes of vicious alien warriors, face huggers, and chest bursters on 7 maze-like levels in your quest for the ultimate trophy, the Alien Queen. This game pack for use with the Game Boy Compact video game system. Again, for the Nintendo Game Boy, Alien vs. Predator, the last of his clan. Put this back a little bit. And next up for the Game Boy, we have a Robocop from Ocean. Patrolman Murphy was the 32nd cop to be gunned down in Detroit since OCP Security Concepts Incorporated took control of the police department. It was the opportunity OCP had been waiting for. They took what was left of Murphy and turned him into a deadly law enforcement machine with a reinforced titanium body, an erased memory, and a programmed mind. However, they could not completely wipe out Murphy's memory of his horrific ordeal, and he sets out to track down the gang responsible. In this game, you are Robocop, the future of law enforcement. This game pack for use with the Game Boy Compact video game system. For the original Game Boy, we have Robocop. And lastly, this is a pretty cool find. I was able to buy it for $50. It's pretty rare. It's part of the Wisdom Tree series. It is called Joshua. It's family approved. for play on Game Boy Compact video game system. Joshua is the sequel to Exodus, ages 8 to adult. Conquer the city of Jericho. You, Joshua, must lead God's people into the land of promise. But watch out, there are falling rocks, soldiers, battering rams, and elite forces that will try to block your every move. Sounds challenging? You bet. But God has given you the power. Weapons like the Horn of Jericho, Godspeed, power-ups, secret exits, and other armor will help you in your quest. Conquer the Canaanites, Amorites, and Hittites as you race through deadly mazes and defeat the enemies of God. So grab your sword and shield and step onto the battlefield. The challenge awaits you. 100 levels and 20 bonus levels, 250 questions. Code feature allows level selection, 2-player option. From Wisdom Tree, we have for the original Game Boy, Joshua. So folks, those are the games I was able to pick up off of eBay. I appreciate you guys watching this this video here. Stay tuned. Right after this, we're going right into the massive eBay haul I was able to pick up. It was sold as a lot. I was extremely excited. I was able to bid on it, and I won the bid. So I'm going to go over exactly what I got. So stay tuned. Remember, McLovin's Fantasy Football with EDP 445 will be tomorrow, and then Kenny should be back for Scratch Ticket Thursday come Thursday. Guys, thanks for watching. We will definitely see you next time.